him, damn it!
Shoot it!
What the hell is even that? Dear God, it's beautiful.
What's up, Space Pirates? This is your Admiral, the boundlessly boisterous Dr. Disaster. And you know, back in the day, people understood the proper attitude to have toward scumbag journalists.
Fuck you! Oh, were you there, Pope?
We had, culturally, the basic understanding that these journalists are people with their own agendas who don't care about informing anyone properly so much as they care about drawing attention to themselves and thereby enriching themselves to advance their own careers. These days, the media tries super hard to pretend that they are simply virtuous truth seekers, deserving of praise and admiration, and there are some people foolish enough out there to buy into that, but we had it right back in the day.
What are your feelings? Did you get that?
And that brings me to Call of Duty Black Ops 7, a game which has been absolutely lambasted by gamers because it looks like complete dog shit. As I showed in my video on the game the other day, the clips from this game make it look literally like brain rot, skibbity toilet bullcrap. And to top it off, gamers found out that if you play the campaign, even single player, mind you, there is literally zero opportunity to pause the campaign. They won't let you pause. So you are forced to play the 4-hour campaign in one sitting without saving, and that's that.
That is some high-level, Class A, deluxe bullshit.
But that has not stopped the professional critics, the game journalists out there, from giving Black Ops 7 a freaking 84 out of 100 rating, despite the fact that, as you can see from the user score, the actual gamers detest this game with every fiber of their being. And there's one particularly egregious discrepancy that I have to point out. This here is the review from Eurogamer for Black Ops 7. You may remember that the other day we ripped into this same outlet because they gave Arc Raiders a 2 out of 5 stars because they used some AI in the design. But if you look here, they gave Black Ops 7 legitimately one of the worst major AAA games to have released this year, if not of all time, which also demonstrably used AI in its development. They gave that a 3 out of 5 stars, and this proves my point, that journalists largely ignore games like Arc Raiders that come from small studios until they just can't any longer, and even then, they look for reasons to hate on a game like that and protect their major AAA studio benefactors, but for games like Black Ops 7, they roll out the red carpet and do everything they can to justify giving it higher ratings. And to these game journalists, I have a bit of advice.
Stop being so annoying. Maybe you'll stop getting your ass kicked.
Alright, me hearties, make sure that you hit the like button on this video, share it with your friends, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. I've had a lot of people tell me that they have been unwillingly unsubscribed to the channel almost every day. I hear from someone who says they didn't believe me when I talked about this phenomenon, but then they noticed that they themselves were unsubbed from the channel. I don't know why it happens, but I do hear this a lot, so check into that and hit the notification bell while you're at it. Anyhow, let's look at how gamers are ripping Black Ops 7 apart while game journalists are doing the usual and slobbering all over it. Here is the Steam chart for the Call of Duty multiplayer experience, and they have maxed out so far this weekend. On the opening weekend of a brand new Call of Duty game, they maxed out at a paltry 94,000 players, which is pretty damn far off from the almost 500,000 that they got at their max 3 years ago. And the Black Ops 7 Steam review scores for the campaign mode of the game are at a well-deserved 44%, though in my view it should be even lower so that they can lose the label of having mixed reviews and go straight to mostly negative. And just look at a few of the reviews that are pouring in for the game from actual gamers on Steam who aren't trying to sell you something. This guy gave the game a thumbs down and wrote, "The game studio is so out of touch with what players want. I bought it so you don't need to. Don't buy this." And then this guy said, "I despise the fact someone else paid 80 euros to gift me the game. It doesn't deserve to be at such a high price. The campaign is whack, can't pause, forced to be online, no difficulty setting. Get your crap together, Activision." And then here is someone talking about the obvious AI usage in the game, writing, "Littered with AI slop, runs like a kid in a wheelchair, not worth the price I paid." And now compare this to the obvious competitors of Black Ops 7. Battlefield 6 peaked on Steam at 747,000 concurrent players, and in the past 24 hours, over a month since the release of this game, they've tripled the player count of the brand new Call of Duty title. That is what we call an ass whooping. And the Steam rating for the game isn't stellar, being at 65%, but obviously it's a hell of a lot better than the turd sandwich that is Call of Duty. Now make the comparison to Arc Raiders. That game peaked at 462,000 concurrent players on Steam, and they're still hitting about 450,000 during this weekend at their high point because people are loving this game. And keep in mind, once again, that this is coming from a small AA studio with nowhere near the marketing budget of Battlefield or Call of Duty. The game is running almost purely on word of mouth, and they, just like Battlefield, are tripling Call of Duty's max player count, and they are managing this at their low point in the morning at the time of this recording. There is simply no comparison here. Oh, and Raiders has an impressive Steam review score of about 87%, but none of this has stopped the game journalists out there from saying that basically Call of Duty and Arc Raiders, they're basically a wash. They basically deserve the same score. This is the Metacritic score for Arc Raiders, which has them clocked in at an 86 out of 100, whereas for Black Ops 7, game journalists are scoring that game at an 84, and that user score is hilarious when contrasted to the slob job that the game journos are giving for this game. The thing is, we all know that the reason that the mainstream media are running cover for Call of Duty is because it is a major AAA game from just about the biggest publisher in gaming. We all know how it works. These journalists are given early and exclusive access to the newest, hottest projects, and in return, the expectation is that they will write favorable reviews for everything these studios crank out, regardless of whether or not they deserve them. This may or may not be stated out loud, but the relationship is at least tacitly understood. It is so blatant that even third parties, aka the gamers out there, we have noticed that this is what is going on. That is why you see an outlet like Eurogamer come out and rip into Arc Raiders for using AI, saying that they love most everything about the game and how it plays, but they dislike the usage of AI, so they gave it 2 out of 5 stars. And yet Black Ops 7, which also uses AI, was given a 3 of 5 stars. One of them comes from a small studio, and one of them comes from just about the biggest studio, but gamers generally don't let fondness for a studio get in the way of giving a proper opinion, which is why the Metacritic score for Black Ops 7, at least the user score, looks like this. Let's have a gander at what people are saying. This guy wrote, "This game is really bad. Very sad because Activision only cares about money. Black Ops 7 is a waste of money and time. Activision is so bad, even paid for those big reviewers for a good score. Trash game. Stay out of Call of Duty this year." And then this person wrote, "The campaign is just awful. Is this even Call of Duty anymore? You can't even save. Horrible game, horrible theme. The fact that Microsoft even allowed this to release is just poor management." And yes, I need the Xbox fanboys out there to remember this energy the next time Xbox releases slop, because quite often I hear a shitload of excuses toward Xbox games. Sony fanboys are bad too, but Xbox fanboys are next level. But this dude here made me chuckle with his review. He said, "Never in my nearly 40 years of life have I experienced a game this horrible. I was really hoping they would make this a great game, but they clearly didn't even try. It feels like a worse DLC for Black Ops 6. The gameplay feels like roller skating on a trampoline in a closet. This game will literally make you nauseous and give you a headache. They did so little to change the game that the Nvidia app thinks I have Black Ops 6 and 7, even though I never downloaded 6, which means the files are so similar that it basically is a DLC and not a new game. They advertise it as the biggest game they have, but it is just those other games thrown together with a new title on it. This is actually the smallest game they have ever released, considering the lack of unique content in the game. I award them no points, and may God have mercy on their soul." Gamers are funny, man. I love listening to someone when they talk about a game they paid hard-earned money for that they dislike. These people are, understandably, pissed off, and we can only hope that maybe next year, when the next Call of Duty comes out, these cultural auto-intake zombies who just sleepwalked their way into buying this game just because it says Call of Duty in the title and they're chasing that nostalgia, maybe next year they will at least pause for 2 seconds and think about their purchase before dropping $70 or more. Anyhow, I'm gonna leave it there. Drop your mockery of this new Call of Duty into the comment section below, and we will talk there. Thanks for watching me, Hearties. If you haven't already, your Admiral is inviting you to subscribe to the channel and become a part of the crew. Life as a space pirate may not be glamorous, but there's always plenty of booty.